Juggling tennis, cross-country school, and studying for the SAT in ninth grade is pretty hard. Am I supposed to have a social life? I can barely hang out with my friends. In elementary school, I was playing tennis, running track, playing football, soccer, and playing musical instruments like the drum set and guitar.
I'm a practicing physician, and I find that sometimes in my practice I'm seeing kids who are experiencing the effects of stress, and probably in a great part due to overscheduling. A lot of these kids they develop health symptoms, stress-related headaches or pressure, and they find that they really are in a sense sort of saying to their parents or other people, hey, wait a minute, there's too much stress being put on me, and I need to back off a little bit. Unfortunately, I think it's probably always occurred, but it's probably a little more common today than it used to be because of all the additional activities that kids are involved
in. Playing sports since second grade, soccer, basketball, and running track, it's kind of hard to balance my schedule, specifically with grades, and because in today's society, you can't really succeed in life without good grades. You go on to college.
I think overscheduling starts a lot earlier than it used to. Back when I was a kid, we were scheduled for an activity or two, but we were allowed a lot of free time in the neighborhood to play with other kids. We used our imaginations, and I think research is now showing that kids who have free time will really develop leadership skills. They learn how to organize their own activities instead of being told what to do all the time. So I think it's good for kids to be involved in a lot of activities, to experience a lot of new experiences. But I think it's also, we have to be careful not to overstress them. They tend to be overextended these days in many cases. These days, kids get scheduled for organized sports activities as early as 4 or 5 years of age. They're involved in hockey or soccer or swimming or some other sport.
So, during marching band and tennis season, it's really tough because obviously I have that most days after school, and then on the weekends it also takes up a lot of time. So it's hard to find time when I have a really tough class to do a lot of homework. And then there's even more on top of that. I play instruments. We have concerts on the weekend, rehearsals during the week. That can be really tough, and obviously finding the time to practice. So that's really important to me. And then studying for the SATs and ACTs on top of that. It's just once you finish one thing, there's always the next thing to move on to. So that's tough. Just knowing that during those seasons, there's really not going to be a break.
It's hard when I have sports classes going on at the same time as AP courses and such to balance everything. I feel like I come home every night, do my homework, and go to bed a lot later than I would like to, and it just happens every single time and it never ends.
I think that overscheduling is a real problem. I remember when I was young, I was overscheduled when I was a high school student, and I think in those days there were a lot fewer pressures on the students to perform and to do things. I think the problem is that in high school there's just so many things, so many activities that you can be involved in. They're so readily accessible that it's easy to sign up for too many activities. I think that that lessens once you're in college. I think you're busy in your studies. You've gotten into the college that you've gotten into, and that you really aren't being pushed by your parents to involve yourself in so many extracurricular activities. I think the problem existed back in my day. Certainly there were a lot of activities, and I know I myself was overextended. I think the pressures are even greater these days. I think that high school students are really pushed by colleges, by their parents, by other students to be involved in a lot of different activities. And I think it's great overall, but it really does create a lot of stress for them.
So this year was pretty rough for me. I mean, this was like the first year I really started getting involved in track and like extracurricular activities, and like really started taking a focus on my academics. So it really kind of hit me hard this semester because I I missed a lot of school for track and field trips and that kind of stuff. So like I really started to realize like I actually like need to do stuff in my free time, because like prior to now I was just able to rely on my general knowledge of just stuff, and I was, you know, getting by with A's and whatever, and then I started to see my grades dip once I started missing like a day or two of school per week for, you know, whatever reason. And so I kind of learned like how to like manage everything, and you know, like talking to teachers and like making up work and like finding best ways to do things, and yeah.
I'm stressed out.